Hello and welcome to Manchester Mike, our motorhome, the eldest Chatsworth 2020 six-berth motorhome. I'm now going to talk you through some of the features of the vehicle. We'll go around the outside, then we'll come around onto the inside, and then we'll go into the cab last. So first thing is fuel. This is the door to the fuel, and the fuel it takes is diesel. And when you take the vehicle out, there will be a certain amount of fuel in, and you just bring it back with the same amount. There's also a little cap here for something called AdBlue, which is just a cleaner for fuel, which we put in before you go. I'm now going to talk you through some of the doors on the outside. There's a door here, which is the entry to underneath the sofa, but we'll go through from the other side to look at what's underneath there. This door here at the rear is where your gas supply comes from. What we have in here is two gas bottles. One gas bottle you'll see is connected with the black hose. That will be turned off, and you just need to turn that on when you park up. If that runs out, there's a spare bottle here. There's a spanner attached to this to just undo that, transfer it across and put it onto that one. And all we'd ask is, if you have to do that, just let us know when you come home so that we can replace the gas bottle. Also in this storage cabinet, you'll see there's a hose pipe. This is used for topping up your cold water tank. When you pick up the vehicle, it will have 100 litres in already and it will be full. So this is just if you need to top it up once you're out and about. The little door here next to it, this is for where you connect your gas barbecue. There's gas barbecue inside, and I'll show you where that is later. All we need to remember with the gas barbecue is, again, it comes back clean if you've used it. If you're taking bikes, here we've got a 4 bike rack. They just fit on here using these adjustable connectors, and then you put a lock on to make sure they're nice and secure. On this side of the vehicle we have some more little doors. This one here is a little connector inside that just pushes on, and on the ends a little old-fashioned shower spray. So if you're out and about, you get covered in sand or you get mud, you can just wash yourself off before you go back in the vehicle. This is the inlet for topping up the cold water tank. So the blue hose just fits onto a hose pipe, and you just push it in there if you need to top it up. When it's full, it dribbles out the bottom through an overflow. There are two taps here on the bottom. The left-hand one is the outlet for your stored cold water, so you don't need to worry about that one. And the grey one is where your wastewater goes to when you've used it, and that needs to come back empty before you bring it back to the vehicle. If you're on an official campsite, there will be a special grid you can go to, and you just turn that to open, and that just pours out, and then that comes back empty. What we have here is the internal toilet cassette. So when you use the toilet inside, there's a little valve which I'll show you shortly. You open up, and then all waste products go down into here. This also needs to be empty before you bring it home. To bring this out, you just make sure the valve inside is closed. You lift that up, pull it out. This here twists, you undo that, pour away any waste into this special place on the campsite. Just push that back in, put a little bit of water in, swish it all around just to rinse it out. And then we also have some disinfectant which is inside the vehicle, which you pour in afterwards to keep that smelling nice and fresh. You just put about 25 to 30 ml of the product in there, and that keeps it nice and clean. Inside this cabinet is your electrical hookup point. So you'll see there's two sockets here. That's just if you're plugging something in outside, you won't have a normal plug, but this here is your electrical point. So you push the cable on, which is inside, then you transfer it across and take it to the electrical hookup point. You always connect it to the vehicle first, and then the electrical hookup point. Because if you take the electrical hookup point, that's live electricity, and you're walking around with electricity in your hand. So that's the outside of the vehicle. I'm now going to take you onto the inside.
it's also the biggest cause of natural destruction, along with energy, the biggest cause of climate change.
Coming into the rear of the vehicle, we have a vent on the ceiling, it can be opened like so. Any vents on the ceiling of the vehicle need to be closed when you're travelling. You have storage points here around the top, little catch just behind the handle, you just push it down gently and those lift up. And as you can see, there's a lot of storage around the back of the vehicle. 2 sofas, television and DVD player. The television is connected to an area on the roof and there's a remote control for you to find the channels. What we have here now is 2 sofas with underneath storage, and these convert into a double bed. This makes a double bedroom, and you have a privacy curtain that comes across from either side to make it a private room. Any of the little knobs that are around, you just push, those come out, and then you can activate the door. And these just drop down gently, and underneath both these areas is storage. So under here you've got your electrical cable for your hookup, you've got a dryer if you do any washing, you've got an extra runner for outside just to pop your shoes on before you come in, little tool bag, 2 chocks if you park up and it's not quite level, just to make the wheels nice and level. Let's just go back up and just click in. To make it into a bed, you just lift up the cushion, grasp the metal part, and then that just slides out from either side and it joins. Flip over the cushions, and that's one double bed area. Underneath this side of the storage is your barbecue. And there's the barbecue under there, with legs and a special grill pan as well. If it's cold and you activate the heating, it comes out through the little grills on the floor, one at the front of the vehicle and one at the back of the vehicle. We then move through to the bathroom and kitchen area. Lots of storage here. Inside the tall one, we have some extra cushions, which are used for making up the beds at the front of the vehicle. There's a dryer, a picnic table, and this is the disinfectant that you put into the toilet. And also inside here there's a little rechargeable vacuum cleaner to help you clear up afterwards. More storage down here. Let's look at the bathroom. Inside the bathroom you have a shower that runs off this stored cold water. We have a sink for cleaning your teeth, and this is the toilet. I mentioned before about opening the toilet. Inside there's a little cover over the hole, and that needs to be open before you use the toilet. A little handle on the front, just push that across. That opens up, and then you can use the toilet quite happily there. When we turn the water supply on, there's a little flush button here that you hold, and it rinses round. Then you close it, and then the toilet's used. It does twist slightly as well for comfortability. We have a little bathroom cabinet with some washing things, some sprays and some spare toilet rolls in there as well. Then we'll look at the kitchen. So the first thing I'll show you is the fridge. So we have a fridge here with a small freezer compartment, and the fridge runs 3 different ways. So when you're parked up or travelling, you can just run it off the battery, and that's the battery within the vehicle. If you park up somewhere and you're doing wild camping, you have no electricity, you turn it to this switch here, which is the gas light. Use the igniter and that lights the gas, and then that keeps all your food fresh and cold in the fridge. When you're in a camp and you're an electrical hookup, you turn it to the electrical hookup button there, and then this runs off your electricity here. More storage. Here's all your crockery. You'll see it's all wrapped in cling film That's just to help stop it rattling when we're driving the vehicle and to keep it all nice and safe. We have a microwave. This will only run if you're on electrical hookup, and you know it's going to work because when you go into electrical hookup, the LED symbols come on here. Then we have a cooker, oven, grill, 3 gas hobs, an electrical hob. So if you're well camping, you can run it off gas. If you're on a site, you can run it off either. More storage, and this is where all the implements for your kitchen are, so such as cooking equipment, cutlery, and as we go down, pans, kettle, toaster in these storage items here. Then we come to the sink. So it's a sink similar to we have at home, and it runs off your stored water. What I would just say, everything's smaller than at home, so the plug hole is small, so just clean your plates off before you wash them, because we don't want anything to go down into the storage tank. It's just for dirty water. So that's your sink area, fire extinguisher and fire blanket too. Coming through towards the front of the vehicle, this is your dining area and also your travelling area for 4 of passengers, and here's your seat belts for 4. This area is very adaptable. We have more storage above, some kids' toys. In here we have the motor for the bed, which is above us, which I'll show you shortly. So this area here converts into a single bed or a double bed. To start converting it, we take the table down. At the back, underneath, there are 2 clips to take it off this bar. This leg here lifts up and goes underneath, and then we lift the table off, and it sits on this ledge here and this ledge here, and then that will make a single bed. And again, we just turn over the cushions and we use one of the filler cushions from the back to make that. If you want to make it into a double bed, this is exactly the same as at the back. We lift the cushion up and we move this forward, which creates the double bed area. The storage areas under here for picnic table and 6 chairs and beach cover. Under this one there's some sports equipment such as tennis rackets, noughts and crosses. This one is where the batteries for the vehicle are under, so you can't use under this one. Let's look at the bed above us. For the bed to work, we need to turn the power on, and there's a small area here where there's a power button, so you turn the power on, and now you'll see we've got some lights. So those work. That's your water pump. You turn that on and then the water will work. What we have here is hot water and heating, and with the vehicle you get a manual just talking you through how that works. One thing to remember with hot water is that when you park up and you plug everything in and you turn your water on, it takes about 15 minutes for the water to warm up, and then after that you have hot water just like you would at home. Once the power is on, the bed above us will work. The bed runs off an electrical switch which is in the kitchen area. So we turn the keter on, we have down and we have up. So I'll just show you very quickly how that works. Press the down, and as you can see it comes down and it stops. Then you press the up and it takes it back up as well. And that again is a second double bed. There are 2 little hooks here to hook the ladder on, which sits on top for somebody to climb up. Just one word of warning with the bed is when you put it back up, you take any pillows or bedding off because it can strain the motor. If you do that by accident, then there is a manual way of taking the bed up. That's the motor, this is the manual way. The spanner goes to a little hole in the bottom up onto the motor and you turn that, and that takes the bed up or down. Let's move through to the cab. The cab is similar to every other vehicle that you've driven. So we've got 6 gears, reverse, your lift to do reverse, indicators, cruise control and windscreen wipers. There's all your display items there. So your speedometer, the amount of fuel you've got in there. The vehicle works best at around 60 miles an hour. You get the most energy efficient, somewhere around 30 to a gallon at that. We've got a radio here, heater and air conditioning. And in here we've got the dimensions of Mike. So if you're going through an area and it comes up with a warning saying there's a low bridge or a narrow bridge, you can check whether you fit through before you try to. This here is a camera, so once the engine is switched on and you're driving, there's a camera on the back of the vehicle that shows you what's going on behind. So if you're reversing, that helps you reverse. I would recommend that your partner helps you reverse in, because it is quite a long vehicle and it's not that clear on the length of the vehicle from there. If you're using a sat nav on your phone or something like Google Maps, this piece here is a phone holder. So you just quite strongly move that up. You'll see there's a little lock symbol there. Open up the lock, put your phone in. You can run it off a USB, so it can run on power as well and charge it whilst you're going along. Then when you finish with this, push those back in, lock it and push it back down. So that's the general parts of the cab. Just one last thing is this chair will twist. So to sit here, just make sure the curtain's pushed back. Little handle here which will move out, and then this will turn round and you can come round to face right through into the back of the cab to give you more space. I'll just show you how the windows work as well whilst we're here. So all the curtains are dummy curtains, they're just for show, so you don't use the curtains. You have some catches, those just lift up and that allows you to open and close the windows, and if you want to have them open you just tighten up that and that keeps them open, and you can run them on vents just like you can at home on your double glazing as well. What I would say with any catches, any of the blinds, they are quite fragile, so treat them carefully. You have a fly screen and you have a blind, so those come down and that makes that dark for you. Same in the cab. We have 2 across the front window. You just squeeze those and those come across. Those are magnetic. That one comes across and those touch there. And then we also have one on the side here. So just squeeze those. That comes across. And then when all your blinds are down, the vehicle is 100% private. In the cab here you'll see 2 sensors. That's your alarm. So when you activate the alarm, if you're going out for the day, you'll see those just flash a bright blue just to show you that the alarm is on. More storage up here and another vent that opens up as well. On the top of here we have a small parasol if it's hot, and we have an umbrella if it's not. And then also this here, this is your handle for opening up the side awning on the vehicle, which I'll show you now. This again is wrapped with bubble wrap just to help stop the rattling. This side awning is large and we recommend you only use it on a non-windy day. It runs the full length of the vehicle, and it actually comes out to about here. It's quite a large area to extend your living area. The handle has a small fitting on the top that goes through into there. We twist it and it comes out. Then to make it more secure, underneath we have some legs which you pull out and that props it up. The legs are on a little spring. So we just push that leg in, which releases it, bring it out, drop it down. What you can see here are some fittings. That sleeve is taken up. We then take the canopy up as far as it needs to go. That drops down, which you click into place and then put the sleeve over the top, and that supports the canopy, and there's one on the other end as well, and you can take that up to whatever height you want. And then to take it back in, you just reverse and take it back up until the top there. So that's all the features of Manchester Mike. We hope you have a great time and have a fantastic holiday. Any problems, please ring us on 07912 071 726. Thank you for renting Manchester Mike.